Shalom. First, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone that were well, that taught us his truth, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is Brother Yakao coming for another lesson. The Lord willing, it will be edifying. And it's a very short lesson, and in this lesson, it's basically one of the brothers in America and Great Millstone made this video, and I came across it, and it just shows that we're in the time that this empire is falling, you know, and empires rise and empires fall, and this empire is falling, thank God, man. All right, and what is going to bring down? I remember Apostle Kabal always says this. What is bringing down this empire is something called truth, you know, because this empire was based upon lies. For example, Thanksgiving, you know, that the pilgrims and the tribe of Gad sat down and had a turkey dinner and all this madness. That's a big lie. All right. Oh, Africans sold Africans into slavery. That's a big lie. We're Israelites. You know, the people that sold us, rounded us up and traded us are Hamites, so-called Africans, indigenous to that continent. So this empire has been built upon lies. And when an empire falls, all right, especially in the scriptures, it prophesies that certain things are going to happen. And one of the things that it says that this music industry, all right, or so-called music industry, is another sign that this empire, the so-called white man's empire, is coming to an end. Because music is terrible at the moment. It influences you to do negative things rather than positive things, you know. Music is very powerful, man, you know. Very powerful, and we know that in the scriptures. That's why we have the book of Psalms, and there's plenty of scriptures that tell you to, you know, to sing psalms and songs and hymns praising Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But today we have clowns like this guy on the screen here, Kodak Black. Now I'm going to play this, and this shows you that this empire is coming to an end, because the music's terrible, and it's an illusion that the people in the industry are making money. They are not making money. You know, and that's the point of this video, that there was prophecy that the daughters of music shall be brought down low. All right. And the whole music industry is low at the moment because the talent is good. All right. As in the singers, the songs, you know, the rappers, the entertainers, they're talented, etc. But the people behind them who give them the platform, all right, to sing and to influence society, because music is social engineering. All right. If you look at the 1960s, all of the music, Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix, you know, all of that kind of music stirred up all of this anti-war stuff against the Vietnam War, you know, etc. So music is powerful. Okay. So I'm going to play this and come back for a couple of scriptures. It'll be a quick lesson, but this is basically going to show you about the industry, and we're going to show you in the Bible, all right, that it prophesied that this would happen. All right, let me play this. Let's see.
I know money. That money you be seeing me with on Instagrams, that be fake money, man. That be prop money. This is not my money, girl. I do not have nothing. I'm broke. Man, listen, this Atlanta record stuff. This ain't my money. These people let me hold it for the videos, for all that. This is not my jury.
Like, it's not rich. Like, I don't care what, yo, to the people that's out there in the world, that y'all see from us as rap, this is all still entertainment. So like, for y'all be thinking we really got more money than what the we really have, like, cause y'all see the jewelry and the APs and the chains and it ain't nothing. There's nothing.
So you owe like $1 million in restitution, and I know that you have told the judge that you just didn't have it.
Right. I think your attorney said that you were going to have to file for bankruptcy.
But then you're dumping $2 million.
Listen, you know I don't address nothing. I'm never going to address nothing. Y'all believe what y'all want to believe. That's a half a ticket right there.
Are you not now a sitting duck to have that money seized?
I ain't got it. And that was prop money. Like I said, I ain't got it.
That wasn't real money?
Nah, like I said, I'm an entertainer. And obviously we talking about it, so I did a pretty good job in entertaining people.
Fair point.
Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine's bling is going up for auction. The auction is happening to pay back the IRS. Includes 63 pieces ranging from jewelry to handbags to plaques to watches and earrings.
Musicians don't make a lot of money in the music industry. That's why you see a lot of people, they have brand deals and brand sponsorships. That's where the coin comes from in touring. But like music itself, you're actually losing money.
I thought that everybody had money except me. Like like every new artist, I guess, but I thought everybody had money and I didn't have no money. Like I would see do these music video shoots and got chains and cars and all type of shit, and I'm in a one-bedroom apartment with 4 you feel me? So there was a time where I was really thinking, bro, why do everybody got money and I don't got no money? Is it because I'm independent? Now the truth is everybody didn't have no money. Like it was everybody. There's a lot of that didn't have no damn money, but you know they don't tell you that because the label job is to make it look like you got some money,
renting and stuff, right?
Yeah, we gonna give you the car, we gonna give you the cosigns, we gonna put you in the studio with this motherfucker. We gonna have cameras following you around everywhere you go. But I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like, damn, everybody getting money but me. But nah, everybody looked like they got money except me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years. And we are broke as broke can be. And we're not like trying to be a sad story. If that was the case, we would have been on everybody's talk show talking about how broke we are. We haven't done that. I know it's hard to believe because we've sold so many albums, but it is possible. That's the deal here. So, and we're not happy at all.
I can't go into everything right now, but trust me, you can sell 10 million albums and be broke if you have greedy people behind you.
And you know, to me, what also helps is when you tell it. You know, when you're sitting around and you're you know, like being hush hush about it, nobody knows. Everybody's looking at the videos, they're looking at the success of the album, so they're thinking that you're on top of the world. And you know, when you're quiet like that, no one knows. So that's why we're telling it. We're not telling it to get anybody in trouble or to make anybody mad at us. We're just being very honest and truthful and telling y'all the truth. So, and that's just how it is.
This music is a rap. I think all of your favorite artists are finito and finished. I don't think none of these people are making any coin from the music business. I don't.
I agree with that. The industry programs you to not have information.
I think it's much worse than we letting on. We don't even have no way to get this type of information because it's all at the tippy top, and we don't talk to each other.
Music industry isn't being run by musicians, so it's being run by accountants and lawyers. So I don't know if they'd know real music if they heard it. What they're looking for is acts that are going to make the most money for them.
Very good.
You know, you hear what Prince said? Alright, they're looking for people, acts, that will make them the most money. Alright, it's all about money. And when you go into the music industry and you sign a record deal, they give you an advance. Alright? They don't just give you oh yeah, I'll sign a 2 million record deal. No, they give you an advance. An advance is basically an overdraft. Alright? So when, like for example, when I was at university and I had a bank account, and when I told my bank I'm going to university, they were like, okay, we got a student account for you. Alright? I said, okay. Alright, so what is the student account about? Oh, well, you know what? You get a credit card with a limit of £500. I was like, okay, that's good. You know, and then you have a student account, alright, bank account, that has a £1,500 overdraft limit, meaning that, let's say I've got £200 in my account and I spend that £200 and now I've got nothing in the account. I could use that overdraft and still pay for things as long as it's up to 1,500, but you have to pay that back. And on top of paying that back, all right, they put interest on it. Now with the student account, they said to me, look, you know, you have a £1,500 overdraft limit, but if you go over that limit, all right, every time you're over that limit, we're going to whack you with charges. And it was a hell of a lot of charges. Overdraft fee, £35, you know. So an advance in the music industry is exactly like an overdraft. So let's say they give you a $2 million deal in the music industry. Basically, that $2 million is to service your career, so you can buy your cars, rent your house, studio time, producers, hotels, travel, all of that you use from their advance. All right, but you have to pay that back. Okay, so when your album drops, all right, and it starts making money, if it's super successful, all right, then you have to pay that overdraft or that advance back, and they take it out of your sales. Once they do, I remember this rapper, what's his name, Q-Tip? He had a great opening first album, you know, and it went platinum, you know, 3 times or whatever. He said in this interview, he earned 80 grand from that album. 80 grand from the album. The album sold over 3 million, and I only got his 80 grand. Oh, but you know why the Lord does that? Because you're Israelites and you're under a curse, man. All right, you ain't gonna escape the curses. All right, see, and that's what Jake is doing. Israelites are trying to find their way out of poverty or their circumstance, you know, and they just think to themselves when they get the pen and paper, when the devil comes to them and says, listen, sell your soul, you know, they say, well, you know what, this is better than what I've got right now. I've got nothing now, so what the hell, you know? So not only do they take your money, they take your soul as well. Okay, and we know what the scriptures say about money, man. All right, and let me go further down. It's a bit more here. Let me start from verse 7, 1 Timothy. And that's the problem. If you look at all those clips, they've got big wads of cash. And that guy, Kodak Black, said it. He said, this is prop money. All right? Meaning, it's not their money. The record label gives them that money so they can show off. All right? But it's the record label's money. It's not their money. Okay? This is 1 Timothy 6 and 7. For we have brought nothing into this world, and it's certain that we carry nothing out. That's right. You know? When you came out of your mom's womb, you didn't have a pocket full of cash, did you? No, you came out naked, man. All right? Verse 8. And having food and raiment, all right, let us be there with content. And content to means what? It means to be satisfied. So to be satisfied with what you have. And that's the problem with our people. They want more. You know? They want more. You know, they go into the music industry. They want more. Oh yeah, you can get a clothing deal. You know? But you have to do this ritual, and you have to sacrifice your father or your mother. Like there was a rapper called The Baby, and he blew up for a while, and when he blew up, all of a sudden his dad passed away in mysterious circumstances. That was his sacrifice. And you know why that happened? He sold that deal like the majority of these musicians, and most of them are Israelites, because the Israelites are talented. We're the top nation on the planet. All right? You know why? Because they weren't content. All right? So be content with what you have. and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Be content with what you have, man. All right? And most of all, if you have this truth, that's the real treasure. All right? All of them Israelites you saw in that video and in the music industry, they're not happy, man. You know? And the ones that are happy, like P. Diddy, they're demons. Okay? Verse 9. But they that will be rich, all right, listen carefully, fall into temptation. See? Because the more money you have, the more options you have to be wicked. You have access with that money to be wicked. You literally can buy women. There's a rapper in America called Blueface. You know, he's a nobody rapper or whatever. He was on a TV reality star or whatever. That was a clip of him being in a club. And this woman came up to him, and she was quite nice, man, fit. And she said, I'll suck your dick right now. I'll give you the best blowjob you've ever had. And she said it in front of other people, man. All right? That's the kind of temptation that comes with this garbage ghetto lifestyle. All right? But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. And that's what that music industry is. It's a trap. All right? And into many foolish and hurtful lusts. All right? Let me look at P. Diddy. You know? Which drowned men in destruction and perdition. Okay? And it said drowned men. All right? When you're drowning, all right, if you're in a sea or a river and you're drowning, you're trying to get to the top, but you're sinking. And that's what the music industry is. It's nothing but a trap. All right? It's a system, and the word system means pit, and you can't climb out of it. Once you sold your soul, that's it. Here's the main point, verse 10. All right? For the love of money, all right? Love of money. Not money itself. No, money is, the Bible says money is a defense. If you have a lot of money and you need an operation, you know, and, you know, your hospital can't give it to you at the moment, you're on a waiting list, all right? If you have money, you can go private. So money is a defense. But here it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Most of the evil that is going on in the world, people are getting paid to do those wicked things. All right? So the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some have coveted after, like those musicians, they have erred from the faith, all right, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And that's the reason why these musicians, they're not happy. Okay? They're not happy. All right, there's a bit more here. Let's continue.
So long as we follow this formula, we could bring in any clown off the street and make him huge. You want to be an artist, yes?
I am an artist. I'm very talented.
Open the briefcase. Now I want you to follow the industry standards and show us your act.
When you do a record deal, all you're doing is borrowing money. It's not even credit, it's an expensive bank loan.
It's the highest loan you can get in history. Most artists, I would say, probably got to pay back about, if they give you $1 million, you probably got to pay about 8, 9 back.
That's like a fact that not too many people know. They think it's like this huge high life thing. And yes, you might get a big lump sum of money in the beginning, or you might have a huge recording budget and you think the label's paying for it. But at the end of the day, you're paying for it. Man. It's coming out of you. Yeah. So whatever you made from that album, you get that after whatever has been paid off. So it's like a loan.
It's a loan. It's a loan. It's a shitty loan.
That's what I'm saying. A label is a bank with shitty rates.
Advance is just a loan with, like you said, terms, but a lot of times these artists are in destitute and impoverished situations, so they're going to take anything and sign anything. It's not the label's fault per se. It's a little predatory.
It's predatory for sure.
It's predatory, but that's why you're supposed to have a good lawyer.
Yeah, like when you got to have another interpret a contract for you, and it's English, you don't need to sign it. But they interpret it for you like it's another language.
Yeah, no, of course.
And then the lawyer can get over on you.
They tricking y'all with the words in these contracts. They tricking y'all into thinking that y'all are real partners. They tricking y'all with the, hey, you own your stuff.
A lot of these artists, you know, I was one of them. We get to a certain point of our career where we start crying and complaining about not getting royalties, not getting this because we signed a bad contract or this or that.
A lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art, and the internet, because of downloading things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take, 80% of your earnings, we're at the wrong end of it right now.
You look around and you've been working for 10 years, you got all these people on your team, you're paying this person, that person, and you look up and you don't have no money in the bank. You have a gift, and you're allowing everybody else to profit off of the gift. A lot of artists that you see, they look like they have it, and we smile and we come out and we put on a good show. But in real life, some of them are struggling, and we don't have it.
They bleed you dry. They literally bleeding you dry, and they give you an advantage.
Music is over convoluted right now. It's too much. It's too many. Everybody want to be an artist. There's so many sectors in the entertainment business. The artist is the last to get paid. He's the brokest one out of everybody. But he's the most famous. So if you're in it for the fame and you want to stay broke, be the artist. But the day you see all the other sectors in the business that allows you to make real money, like the producer, like the songwriter, like the manager, like the agent, like the attorney, it's so many areas in the entertainment field that you can really maximize. So explore all those options, because being an artist, I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta be super lucky with the hands of God on your shoulder for you to win. It's actually the odds of you being an artist successfully famous in the top 100 is almost like winning the lottery. But one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, music is the worst investment you can ever make. Right now, today, I would never invest in music.
I'm out of the music industry because ain't no money in the music industry. And I know people might get mad and trip, but I'm just saying, y'all know it's a lot of things that we used to do. It ain't no money, and it done tapped out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, he said there's no money in the industry, and that's right. There is money in it, but the management is taking your money. Alright? As scripture said, the love of money is what the root of all evil. They're looking at these artists as just cash cows. So the Bible is told is, the biggest, greatest investment you could do is to invest in this truth. Alright? Invest in this truth, man. That's the biggest, the greatest investment that you can do. Because the investment that you put in this truth is going to pay off in the long run. Just like Job. If you look at the prophet Job, his situation is a similitude of the nation of Israel. Like we're the top nation on the planet, but we lost everything, man. The Lord allowed Satan to be loose on us, and we've been trodden down, and we're in a very low condition. But if you invest in this truth, it's going to pay off in the end, and it's going to be the tables will turn, man. Like the singer Sam. Is it Sam Cooke? No, was it Sam Cooke? He said that song. It's been a long time coming, but a change is going to come. Well, for the elect, that change is going to happen, man. All right. These, and by the way, a lot of these artists, especially these Israelite artists, many of them went from poor backgrounds. If you look at the guy, what's his name, Nelly, all right, that rapper, he wasn't from, he had a mom and a dad, and they weren't together, all right. But years ago, when I was a kid, I watched a documentary about him, and he wasn't selling drugs or anything like that. He was from a very normal, stable background, He wasn't in a hood or anything like that. But that's the marketing that they do, man. You know? So all those artists, they're broke. You know? And the more they flush their money and stuff, it's enticing this generation to go down the same route. That shows you that and that's the reason why the Lord has to destroy the 2/3 of our people in America. Because they're wicked, man. Alright? They sold their soul. You know? If they invested in His truth, they would realize that, listen, man, I can't sign that pen and paper. You know what I mean? Because I believe in the Most High, and He's going to look after me. You know? This is not for me. But they invested in the world. So they're reaping exactly what they sowed. If they knew this truth, alright, they wouldn't even go down that route. This is Haggai chapter 1 verse 6. And this is perfect scripture for you broke artists out there, man. Alright? Ye have sown, and this is about us. Ye have sown so much. Ye have sown much and bring in little. You heard TLC. We've been in this for 5 years, sold 30 million records, and they're still broke. Alright? Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Oh, the rapper T-Pain. He said that, you know, he spent his money so much that there was a time where his wife had to buy him everything. He couldn't even afford Burger King at one point. Alright? So this prophecy coming into pass. Alright? Ye have sown so much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. And if you have a bag with holes and you put money in it, what's going to happen? The money's going to fall out of the bag. Someone else is, you know, you're walking down the street with a bag of money, and then there's a hole in that bag, and the money is seeping out. Alright? People behind you are going to see that money on the street and grab it and take it for themselves. And that's the music industry. You know, the accountants, the management, the lawyers, and, you know, all these top people in the industry. They're the ones that are making the money. Alright? And it's funny, because I watched, because they gave me this Netflix for about 3 months, like a kind of like a free for 3 months, and it had this P. Diddy documentary called The Reckoning, and every single person that was on that documentary who was under P. Diddy, Bad Boy, a record label, they had Craig Mack's woman. And Craig Mack's woman, he's passed on now. Craig Mack's woman said that, you know, when he brought out Flavor in the Air and the remix and all that stuff, and he was on Bad Boy Records, he was broke. She had to support the household. You see? So that's them living this scripture out, you know. Alright? For the love of money is the root of all evil. All right, and that is that at the heart of this industry. It's evil, man, and it's all about money and taking your money. All right, taking your money. All right, so so the love of money is the root of all evil, but as it says in Haggai 1:6, hey, you're gonna have money, but it's gonna be like a bag with holes. You know, that's why we're investing in this truth so we can fully rest in the kingdom, all right, and have all the riches. And the biggest riches that we're going to have in the kingdom is not sinning, you know. These people that have sold their soul, they're done, they're finished, you know. One more scripture I'll put to close, don't want to make it too long. Let's see, yeah. This is Ecclesiastes 12:4, all right. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, all right, when the sound of the grinding is low, all right. And that's talking about jobs, because when empires fall, what happened? You have economic problems. And if you look at the so-called white man's kingdom, in all his countries, the economy is bad, all right. You know, the economy is bad. Unemployment is high. Okay? And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And that's what's happening. Daughters of music shall be brought low. You saw that TLC clip and others. Alright? They're being brought low, man. You know? Because who runs that industry? Alright? Esau, the so-called white man. And he's just a parasite. You know? So this is scriptures coming to life.
Trying to figure out how to make money off of streams. When Snoop put a post up, said, man, I sold 1 billion streams. I only made this little money. Where the millions at?
I can show you right now. They just sent me some from Spotify where I got 1 billion streams, right? My publisher hit me. I said, break that down. How much money is that? That shit wasn't even $45,000.
That's crazy.
We getting right. Ain't no money in the streams for us, but it's money in subscriptions for them.
Streaming got to get their together. I mean, can somebody explain to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million? Like, that don't make sense to me. Because 1 + 1 ain't adding up to 2. That don't add up. Because that's the main gripe with a lot of us artists, is that we do major numbers with streams and this, but it don't add up to the money.
Yeah, don't add up to the money, because that was your motivation, man. Alright? So the lesson is to be content with what you have, man. You know? And by the way, there's some people who were in the music. There was a rapper, what's his name? Keith Murray. You know? I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago. You know? Someone saw him in the street drinking beer, talking to himself. You know? Some of these artists, former artists, are homeless now. Alright? So the daughters of music are being brought low, man. And who's doing it? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is doing it, because this is signifying that this empire is coming to an end. Alright? So I pray you're edified. Until the next lesson, Shalom.